Our shields are going down because we are in the toxic cloud. We are in the toxic cloud and we are going to die. I'm gonna run away now. Okay, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, that was a bad fall. Well, hello there all you absolutely magnificent people, and welcome back to another episode of An Ecologist Plays. We talk about nature while playing games. My name is Will, we're back in StarRupture, and currently we are just waiting for the Rupture event, which is just about to happen. And there we go. I absolutely love just this scorching everything. Everything being scrubbed clean except of course our bases, and the cycle of rejuvenation will start again soon. Now we do have a few things we want to do today. We are going to, now that everything is fine and safe, we are actually going to head on out to a GeoScanner. Now normally if you do that you will be attacked by the critters, but the idea now is that, well, they are hiding because of the Rupture event that just occurred. So maybe they're actually not going to attack us while we do the GeoScanner. I don't know, I suspect they will still come, but we'll see in a moment. Now there is a GeoScanner directly to the east. We're just going to head in that direction and I'll see you in a moment. And here we go, here is the GeoScanner. Now the reason we want to do this is because it is going to allow us to actually see a whole bunch of things on the map. It's going to reveal a large area around the GeoScanner. So let us see what happens when we actually do this. Of course it rumbles and that results, never mind, they are still emerging, okay. And that results in these little vermin, in these little critters arriving. Now of course we have to protect the GeoScanner again from their attacks, because otherwise if it gets destroyed we are unable to actually use it. So let us place ourselves, I guess, in the line of fire here. This is not going according to plan. Okay, I really was actually hoping that we wouldn't have everything, oh dear, that we wouldn't have everything attacking the GeoScanner like this. I was really hoping what I suspected was going to happen would happen. Oh dear, we are basically dead. Oh, this is close, this is close. Oh dear. It's a spitter that's getting us. Oh, and now the other guy also. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Shield is active again, thankfully. And there we go. Okay, those guys are dead, but I don't think the GeoScanner survived. No. It is apparently still under attack, as are we. There we go, finally. Right, now let's see. It does say it is 100% and it is ready. I don't think that... Oh, it does mean that the antenna is fine. Alright. I guess we got lucky. I thought the fact that it is covered in blue goo means that the exploders got to it, but that's cool. So now it has revealed a large area of the map here, including some interesting things to actually go and get. Like there's an underground cave there. We know about that cave. We've gone there before. There's also a monolith there. There's an unknown location, which I think is a good time to actually do. Because now, even though, yes, we did have the critters arriving now, the vermin arriving, digging out of the soil, and that actually is an interesting observation, the fact that they came from the ground. So they weren't hiding in the caves necessarily. Oh, there's a cave here as well. You know what, we may as well jump in here as well. They weren't necessarily hiding in caves. They were actually in the soil. They were underground. Ah, there we go. There we go. Finally, we have a Glowcap. The Glowcap I've mentioned previously because while they're growing, they spend all their time in caves. And they most likely are what we call chemoautotrophs. In other words, they get all the nutrients from chemical reactions. But you can see here the glowy cap here. And you can see little things drifting around here. These are most likely spores. This is most likely some kind of mix between a plant and a fungus. With fungi, of course, having these mushroom fruiting bodies, similar to the Glowcap that we have in the cave here, as we just mined some quartz as well. I did mention previously that I was going to talk about how on earth Glowcaps actually disperse. They most likely have very, very specialized dispersers that are able to access these caves directly after a Rupture event and then actually get the spores stuck on them, and they then most likely go into other caves and they, in the process, then most likely disperse the spores to those other caves as well. I'm just going to check where we are. Oh, this is actually exactly where we were supposed to be. I thought there was a different complex here. Okay, so I don't think we're going to be in time for the ruins to actually do the ruins. So, but we'll see. There are some ruins to the north. Let's quickly head on over there, shall we? However, life is coming back, and I suspect we are going to face a whole lot of critters, a whole bunch of vermin when we actually get there. But as we're heading there, specialized dispersers, it's not something unheard of. In South Africa, for example, we've got what we call quartz patches, which are large areas that are covered with these little white quartz pebbles. And on those areas, you would find some incredible succulents. Unfortunately, high levels of poaching, incredibly high levels of poaching, and a lot of those plants are going extinct as a result of that. But they are habitat specialists. And being habitat specialists, that means they can't survive in any other environment. They can only survive on those quartz patches. But how are they pollinated if these quartz patches potentially are kilometers apart? And how are they dispersed from one area to another if these quartz patches are kilometers apart? In some cases, many, many kilometers apart. Now, first of all, with the pollination, they will of course have pollinators that are able to travel long distances. Not necessarily birds, but generally insects like bees and bee flies and flies, and wasps, those types of creatures that can actually fly from one quartz patch to another. They of course would be the pollinators. And then you can also have specialized dispersers. Dispersers that will eat the fruit and the seeds and then walk many kilometers or fly many kilometers and then poop out the seeds. Things like tortoises may actually be very important dispersers for plants on these quartz patches, because as they are eating the leaves of the succulents, they may inadvertently also ingest some of the fruits, some of the capsules that the plants have, and they have a relatively long digestive cycle. They're not very good at the whole digestion thing, and because of that, by the time that they have finished with their digestion, they may have walked over to another quartz patch, and in the process then, oh, and we are in fact under attack. Wow, this is just wonderful, guys. We actually need a bit of we need a semi-automatic rifle for this. I really hoped we would be able to get here before they all spawned. But alas, it is not our day. Nonetheless, here we are at some kind of building, ruins of some kind of building at least. Of course, we can get quite a few things all scattered all over this place.
This is still territory belonging to the IRO and its partner companies. Even though they failed, it doesn't change the fact that they were here first.
But technically all this rubble and stuff belongs to a different company, not to the one that we're working for. So we're just engaging in some industrial piracy, I guess. Oh, there they are. There are some more critters down there. Oh, never mind. There are critters up here. Oh dear. Our shields are going down because we are in the toxic cloud. We are in the toxic cloud and we are going to die. I'm gonna run away now. Okay, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, that was a bad fall. Okay. We are going to head there again when the coast is clear. For now, I do need to heal myself. And honestly, I don't know how we heal. So I'm just going to head on back to base. Alright everybody, this is Will from the future here, and I want you to think for a moment. How long do you think it took me to realize that I have the healing syringe? Is it A, 5 minutes, B, 10 minutes and 12 seconds, C, 15 minutes and 30 seconds, or D, 30 minutes? Let's see, put your guesses down in the comments below and let's see who got it right. Now, back to Oblivious Will to carry on. Apparently, even though we are halfway to our base, we are still under attack from something, or we were still under attack from something. Thankfully, I think they may have given up, but we may be under attack by new creatures. Yeah, there we go indeed. Okay. So they actually have a very long distance that they will chase you away from their, I guess, main hives, actually. I suspect we were very close to the hive areas. Of course, now I can shoot everything. No problem. There we go. But I suspect they most likely have a hive in that general area. I don't think we can actually, like, see the hive there in the game. But at least in theory, I think there is one there. Because they are very, very, very aggressive towards players when we go to those ruins there. And I suspect the ruins are in fact there because the previous companies were wiped out by these little vermin, by these little critters attacking them. Right, I did find in my backpack here some star bites, which will give us some HP, but gives us toxicity as well, unfortunately. But we're going to just use the clear capsules here, which will help us get rid of toxins more quickly. And well, we are fine. So having a look here at the corporations here, we actually can get the grenade as well from the Griffiths Blue Corporation, which is marvelous. Next up is the equipment upgrade station, and that is a very, very nice one to also get, because I'm pretty sure that will give us access to the assault rifle, which is going to be very useful in future endeavors. So we may as well go for this one. And they want titanium sheets and wolfram plates. Now the thing is that we don't actually have access to titanium sheets yet. We'll make it at the fabricator, but in order to get it, we need to unlock the recipe here first. As you can see here, you can insert your data points here, and we're just going to insert 200 data points there, and that is done. And I have inserted 400 of 600 titanium bars. And by inserting the other 200, we can now make the titanium sheet. And so I'm going to set this fabricator over here to actually make titanium sheets. Now, here's the thing. We've got an ore miner over here, a titanium ore excavator over here. But it is on very poor quality titanium. There's very good quality titanium right up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move this ore excavator over here and place it up there. My reasoning being that we can get more titanium ore by moving the ore excavator up there, but it's still going to be the same amount of environmental damage. I'm not going to place another one up there, even though I could place one up there, I could place one down here, and we're going to get a lot of titanium ore. But remember, we're playing in an ecologically friendly manner. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab everything here, I'm going to destroy this building, and I'm going to place it up here. And then of course it is just a matter of connecting it. And you can see here that it's working at 4 times speed. If I were to place one down here, it would be either a 1 times or a 2 times speed. So it's much faster to actually have it up there than it is to have it down here. But again, same amount of environmental degradation. So it's not like we are increasing environmental degradation by having it up there than down here. Now, if there was some kind of rare creature up there or a very important habitat, we wouldn't have actually had it up there. The only reason I may not have placed it up there is because we do have a wetland down here. But that is outside of that wetland radius. And yeah, it is upslope, but I think the environmental damage here is going to be okay. We are going to be fine with that. It's a good example of a trade-off between development and conservation. Of course, we are just going to set here that we want to send our stuff to the Griffiths Blue Corporation, and we're going to send titanium plates to them. Alright, and off it goes. Now, there was something else I wanted access to at the recipe station here, and that is the calcium block here. So we're just going to insert the last bit of calcium we have. We just need 9 more. Oh, so close, so close. Alright, let's head on over to our calcium ore mine over there, and let's just get some calcium ore. And we're just mining it from that limestone deposit. Of course, we can just insert the 9 there, and now we can make a calcium block. And the reason we wanted the calcium blocks is because the Moon Energy Corporation would like either calcite sheets or calcium blocks. We're going to level them up to get closer to the wind turbine, which is going to be another way to actually get power. It's going to give us 200 megawatts, which is great because our solar generators will only give us 10 megawatts. So that's 20 times as much energy. And that will be very, very nice because it means we most likely will be able to have a smaller disturbed area but get more power from it. So we'll have 1 wind turbine instead of, well, 20 solar panels. So that is going to be, I think, depends on the size of the wind turbine, but it's going to be quite good. But there are, of course, some problems with both. Like, if you think about it, green energy isn't 100% green. Now, don't get me wrong, I am a big fan of green energy, and it's far better than coal. But each way of generating power will have its problems. Solar panels here, for example, rely on certain metals, rarer metals like cobalt and nickel, which are very often mined in deep sea areas. And of course, there are a whole bunch of problems associated with that. For example, many areas which have highly endemic species living in them are now currently, or planned at least, to be mined for obtaining of those metals. But wind turbines have other problems. First of all, if you have birds, you can have bird strikes, and there are some species that are very prone to bird strikes by wind turbines. Vultures, for example, very susceptible to colliding with wind turbines. A lot of raptors, in fact, are very susceptible to them. But perhaps more disturbingly, bats. Bats are highly vulnerable to wind turbines, and not because of the blades colliding with them. But the thing is that around those blades that are spinning in a wind turbine, you have a very low pressure developing. And when the bats fly into that, well, their lungs collapse and they suffocate to death. and as a result they just drop from the sky dead. And that's really, really bad. And I think what we're also going to do is we're going to have Clever Robotics also obtaining some stuff from us. And they want Wolfram wire, so we're going to give that to them. And now, of course, all these little orbital launchers are just sending the packages off to the space station, I guess. I guess it is that space station up there somewhere. Now that the Ruptura is in a stable cycle again, or has stabilized, at least for now, we're just going to run to the south over here, because there are two things I do want to show you over there. Oh, I just realized. We've got a way to heal ourselves. So let's just actually heal ourselves here. There we go. We got the med kit previously, so we may as well, use it. And I must remember, we do now also have the grenade. And both the med kit and the grenade will heal whenever we do kill the vermin that's around here. So if we are attacked and we defend ourselves... Oh, look at that. We are actually right on time. We are under attack. Alright, so let's have a look here. Here they go. Okay, our syringe, our healing syringe is up to 2% again. So it's not a very fast way to regain it. I think with a grenade, it actually goes up a little bit faster if you do kill the vermin. But with the healing syringe, collecting plants will also actually cause the healing syringe to actually go up. And we are again going to defend ourselves because we are again under attack. I don't know from where. Here we go, from there. Anybody else? Doesn't look like it. Alright. So the first thing I want to show you is here to the south. Oh, here we go. We do have someone else again. We are clearly heading into the vermin's nest here. These are basically little workers for the colony, I'm sure. They're quite small. They're not as dangerous as the slashers. They're just little kind of workers for the vermin. The exploders are a very, very specialized cast though, with the abdomens bloated like that in blue bloated abdomens, blue bloated backsides, which they will then rupture, most likely by building up a lot of pressure and the abdomen then rupturing or exploding along weak points or sutures, and then of course they use that to defend their colony, or in this case just a random point on the map. Now this is the reason I wanted to head here to the south. This is a radiation cloud, as you can see there. You don't want to go in there, and as far as I know, we can't actually go in there yet. So we'll most likely later on get access to a radiation suit or so, and in the process then gain access to this area to the south. It does look very interesting. I mean, look at those outcrops we can see there, those little mesas we see there. It looks as though the soil level was actually all the way from over there to where we are, more or less. But this entire valley over here has actually eroded away, leaving behind only these massive stepping stones in essence. That is very interesting, and I look forward to actually going and exploring and seeing what on earth is happening there, especially geologically. Now, speaking of geologically, there we go, we actually have our level 4 with Griffith's Blue Corporation also. But speaking of geologically, look at this mountainside over here, as we are under attack again. Okay, hello there guys. Just defending ourselves. Everything is fine again. Alright, now, let's get back to the mountainside that I was talking about. What happened here? How was this formed? Well, this does look like old lava flows. So you can see here, it does look as though lava flowed downhill over here, and the rocks here were formed due to a volcanic eruption. And as you'll see here, there's very little vegetation growing on it, because this is now what we call primary succession. It's succession without plant propagules present. Plant propagules are parts of plants like seeds or roots or stems or whatever that can grow into new plants. And there's nothing like that here on the majority of this lava flow area here. There are some mosses that are growing up here, and that is to be expected in some areas where soil has formed and soil has collected with the wind blowing around here. You will have mosses starting to establish, but on the majority of this old lava flow here, very little vegetation. Very, very, very little vegetation. There we go. We've got some more star tiers here and some more over there as well. I'm going to collect these ones over here. I'm going to leave these ones over here. Of course, if you want to know why on earth these little things have these weird globules on them, you'll have to look at the episode that I brought out previously. So 2 episodes ago, episode 3 of the series, I did talk about that. Of course, now that we have level 4 with Griffith's Blue, and level 3 with Clever Robotics, we can actually go and get our rewards. And there we go. From Griffith's Blue, we get the equipment upgrade station. And from Clever Robotics, we get the storage depot. Now, next up, Clever Robotics would like us to give them some Wolfram plates. And Griffith's Blue Corporation would like some titanium housing, which is, again, another recipe we need to unlock from the recipe station here. I'm pretty sure it's here at the fabricator. Oh no, never mind, it is produced at the furnace, which we don't have access to yet. In order to get the furnace, we need to first level up with the Selenium Corporation. And they're looking for titanium sheets and titanium rods. So what we're going to do is we are going to do that, I guess. But you know what, I think that is where we are going to end today's episode, everybody. So thank you very much for joining me on my little adventure here. Hope you had fun. I had an absolute blast. I'll be carrying on a bit off screen just to level up with the Selenium Corporation. And of course, I'll be back again on Friday with another Enshrouded episode, and then next Tuesday with another StarRupture episode. So until then, everybody, stay safe. I'll see you all soon. Cheers!